So again, Gabor Mate, I like to refer to these guys like Matthew Walker and Gabor Mate because I'm not a scientist. I'm not a researcher. I'm a user of tools. I aggregate information. I try it. If it works, I do it again. Right? So these people are the leading edge. So Gabor Mate will say that all chronic illness, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, IBS, fibromyalgia, etc., is a result of unresolved trauma.
Yes.
So first thing, it steals your sleep, then it steals your mind, and then it steals your body.
Physically, I did have a lot of stuff, IBS, diverticulitis, and I still do struggle with it, but it's not as intense as it was. It's going to take my body time to heal as well. It's only been a year. And so we had over, 40 years of trauma. But I did go through a breast cancer scare. I was going through therapy with Alan, and all of a sudden there was a lump that was found on my breast. And I called Alan going, oh my gosh. And they're like, you need to get a biopsy. It doesn't look right. And I was terrified. And then Alan explained what happens when you're doing this kind of stuff.
We get to a healing crisis.
Yeah.
And so the lump was actually part of a healing crisis.
Yes.
What's interesting about the biopsy was part of remember that. Part of Katarina's childhood trauma was that her abuser was a furniture upholsterer.
Mm-hmm.
So every time she heard a pneumatic gun go off, stapling gun, she'd freak out. She was a risk to herself and others if the pneumatic gun went off.
But we're building a house too.
So one night she's at my office. I said, hey, you going to go home? She said, I don't really want to go home. So why not? She said, well, my husband's got a crew there and they're using these nailing guns. And every time I hear it, I want to kill one of them. I said, you never told me about this. Let's clear it. So we cleared it right in that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm nefarious. I had an 8-foot TV screen in my old office. I get on my computer. I go to YouTube. Upholstery movies, how to make how to upholster, and her and I sit and watch upholstery movies for 20 minutes, right? No triggering, nothing. She goes home, she walks in, her partner's trying to shut the crew down because he knows she's going to go crazy, and she reams him out and said, look, get back to work, get this damn project finished. Okay, so I changed, and like she's laughing right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So the amazing thing about this was, when I would hear that, my whole body would disassociate. I couldn't even control it, because my father was an upholsterer. So when I got the phone call that I'm going to get this biopsy, after they looked at it, you're going to get a biopsy, they're explaining how the process of it. And they said that when they do one of the needle that comes in to take the biopsy out, it sounds like a nail gun. And I was like, are you kidding me? If I didn't have the therapy with Alan and he cleared that trauma, I would have never got a biopsy, which came back negative, by the way. I was fine, but I never would have been able to do it because the fear was so intense for me. Yeah.
Just before we go to the next slide, I talked about how trauma steals your sleep. But when you have unresolved trauma and it steals your sleep, then it steals your mind and it steals your body, then it steals your family.
Yes.
You talk to traumatized military members, right? They're all estranged from their family. It'll steal your career.
Mm-hmm.
And, the stat is with first responders and military, 22 people a day take their own life.
Yes.
And that's when you talk to first responders and military, they all say it's too low. And then more first responders die at their own hands than in the line of